Hello everyone, this is Katrina Pang live from Amsterdam. So as you probably have known, I am a relationship coach or dating and relationship coach specializing on feminine magnetism. So I call myself the man whisperer and the last resort. And if you've been following me a while, you will understand why I'm the last resort. Okay, so hi Cheryl, you just signed in or joined in. So anyone who just joined in, please like or love or laugh or just react to this video so it goes on the newsfeed. It helps me a little bit so I can keep giving you freebies. I know you are queens of freebies, right? And I love to give you freebies. I have no problem with it. I enjoy giving you free classes and I enjoy reading your stories, especially, when you tell me that, my freebies really help your relationship, that, you got engaged, you're getting married. Oh, and then I feel just so good, I feel so great knowing that, everything that I tell you, I teach you is really giving you benefits in your life. By the way, this is a very kind of warm, yeah, not very warm yet, but probably it's going to be very warm in a bit. It's 4:11 p.m. on Tuesday, August 7th. It's 4:11 p.m. in Amsterdam right now. And so in LA, it's 7:11 a.m. I just read it on my computer. So no, this time around, I'm not prancing around, the street. I would love actually to, make a live video around the canal because it's so beautiful. But I just don't have any more juice in me, after over 3 weeks of touring across Central and Eastern Europe. So I'm just going to stay here. This is my last day, by the way. My accountant, Leslie, has left 2 days ago, and she's already missing of the next trip. She's already planning about the next trip because we had such a blast this time around. So I'm staying with my family, with my Oma. She's actually my great aunt. So and this is her backyard. Over a glass of Pinot, of course. Yes, if you notice, I love my wine. That's my guilty pleasure. So this is our last day. Tomorrow, early in the morning, I will fly back to California. It's going to be a long flight, 17 hours over, but it doesn't matter as long as I could sleep in a plane. Hi, Apple, Lucy, who have just joined in. Thank you. Please like and love or whatever you want to do, react to this video so it goes on the news feed. All right. So yeah, talking about the trip, we have had such a wonderful time, and we were just so awed by the beauty and the classic beauty of Central and Eastern Europe, especially Budapest and Prague. So we were thinking maybe next year we should have a retreat somewhere in Europe, some exotic city, some exotic place, or maybe in a castle. We don't know yet, but I'm just throwing it out there, right? So if you're interested, please, comment on this on the comment section or PM me or email me. So if you're interested in coming to the feminine magnetism retreat in Europe, maybe for a week, not just for a few days, please, let me know. So because I need your early show of interest for us to really pull this off, because it's not an easy thing to pull off a retreat. Even in my own place, it takes a lot of work. Okay, and talking about the upcoming retreat, of course, it's only 3 weeks away. So ladies, it's on the 30th throughout the 3rd. So you'll be flying in on the 30th, and we're gonna have a meet and greet at my home with, of course, a sumptuous dinner. I'm gonna just introduce each other, have fun. And the next 3 days, there will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, throughout the 2nd. Then we're gonna have our 3 full day, retreat. So you will learn the ins and outs of these sacred principles that I teach, either for your life or your love life, or just your life in general. Because when you understand everything that I teach, your life can't be not great. And I can say it because I'm living it. Whoever you is following me knows that I have a great life, a grand life. But it's not because of the traveling that I have a great life. It's not because of the beautiful house that I live in that I have a great life. It's not none of that. Okay, a lot of people have the kind of life I have, but something that is probably different to what these people are experiencing is that the inner world that I live in is probably a world apart from the most people's inner world, inner life. I've come to the place of total surrender in my life. Total surrender brings about inner peace, and through that inner peace, you no longer dwell in your neurosis zone, and because you no longer spend any time in your neurosis zone, all your waking time is spent on beautifying your life. That's why I have so much energy and so much ideas, so much creativity in me to keep, contributing to the betterment of your life as my fan, audience, and clients. This is why I can help you day in, day out. Just one of me, but I help thousands of you, every single day through my writing, through my videos. And I never get burned out, never get stressed out. I don't know the word, what it means to be depressed. Well, I used to be in that state, of course, so I know how it feels. But right now, depression is out of my vocabulary, because if I don't even get stressed out, how can I get depressed, right? So this is the kind of life skills that bring you far in life that I want to teach as much as I can before the day I die. So from now till the day I die, you will see me, watch me, probably every week, every month, every so often, whenever I feel it in my gut, I want to speak, just, to sort of nudge you, to crack you open, to sort of expand your consciousness so you can have a taste of what I taste every day. So once again, it's not in the material achievement, it's not in the worldly achievement, it is in the inner peace. But the inner peace brings about the worldly achievement. It goes without saying. I can achieve all this much in my life beyond my wildest dreams because I am so content with myself. I'm so happy with myself. I can't even say that probably I'm the happiest person on earth, together with that friend's Buddhist monk, of course, right? Maybe both of us are the happiest people on earth. And if somebody wants to check my brain and see what's going on in my brain, I'll be more open. I'll be very open to have it done on me, to see what's the difference between my brain and most people's brain. So the early bird specials have actually been taken. So 15 ladies will be in the retreat, but I haven't got the chance right now to change the prices. So if you sign up today and maybe tomorrow while I'm on a plane, you still can get the early bird specials, which are $400 off. So I don't want you to miss those significant discounts. So don't blame me when one day you decide next week, I think I want to go, and the price is already different. And we can only take so many people anyway, right? And if you need a friend or a mate to share your room so it can reduce your cost, just let me know so I can pair you with some other ladies who are wanting the same thing. I cannot guarantee that I can pair every one of you, but I'll try my best because I want you to come to the retreat. Okay, if not this year, of course, there will always be, retreats after this one. Maybe in the winter, I don't know yet. Maybe New Year's Eve, I don't know yet. Or maybe just next summer, okay. Or maybe in Europe. So because as I said, I don't do things just out of ambition. I do it when it feels right to me, when it feels real. So I don't have to exert myself too much. Then yes, I'm in. That's how I live my life. Okay. Now also talking about engagement, ladies, unbelievable. Last month, July, it was like the most ever reported engagements. We have we had 10 ladies, got engaged or got the ring from their boyfriends. And this month, which is August, we have had 2 in just the first week. So actually the first 4 days of August, we have had 2 reported engagements. So it's amazing. So this is like clockwork. 2 + 2 = 4. What I teach isn't gimmicks. It works. It just works because what I teach is the ultimate skills of dealing with men and having a healthy relationship with, healthy men, obviously, or men who are prone to healthy emotional lives. Obviously, everyone has something, right? They have some issues or some triggers that always going to come up in relationship. But if you are in general, say 90% or at least 80% of the time you're emotionally healthy, and he's the same way, what I teach is going to work without a shadow of a doubt, without question. Now let me see what Pino. Okay, Lucy says, thank you, Kat. I'm learning so much from you. Oh, well, you're very welcome, my dear. Believe it or not, I learned so much from you too, because this is how I sharpen my intuition, my insights, through you telling me what works for you. Without your participation, I may not know what works and what's not working. But through years of experience and your feedback, your interaction with me, I've come to this place. I crack every code about relating with a man, keeping him attracted, and having the most healthy, the healthiest, most joyous relationship with the man that you love. Okay, so ladies, if you want to be my next success story, and you will, because you can't fail with my teaching. It's not possible to fail with my teachings. You will always come out on top one way or another. Whether with your EUM or with men better than your EUM, you will always come out on top. You can mark my words for that. Okay. So I would like to, if you have questions, please put it in the comment section so I can read it. Okay. So this is from Michelande. Hi, honey. I love your conscious email today. I'm there. How did I become a witness, an observer without realizing it? How did you? Can you tell me? How did you become a witness and an observer without realizing it? Because you are probably a fast learner. You just absorb everything I teach us like that. And so congratulations if you're already there. Okay? So keep practicing. Every day is a venue for practice. For every moment in your life, every emotional reaction that you're experiencing is something that's telling you about how much you have learned, how much you have really unlearned, not just learn, but the most important thing is also how much you have unlearned in your life. Okay, that is more important than learning. Learning is mostly about conditioning, and what I teach is how to get out of your conditioning so you become free. Yeah, so someone who is no longer conditioned is liberated. That's what liberation is really means. It's not about, again, some people project their own sort of knowledge or assumption. Basically knowledge is assumption in this case about what I'm trying to say. Like, oh, you're claiming so many things, like you're a narcissist and this. No, I'm not claiming superpower, sort of I'm not claiming a superpower. I don't have a superpower. I'm so ordinary. I will be the first person who tells you I'm so ordinary. There's nothing special in me other than I am so one with what is. So there is no more resistance in me. There is no fight in me. I've come to the place of inner peace, as I said, or total equanimity. So nothing can destroy me emotionally anymore, because I see the nature of the self, the nature of the ego, which is basically to totally understand how the mind works. That is the only way You can come to that place of total equanimity when you're no longer duped by the illusion of the mind. Okay? So whether or not you have come there, only you yourself know. Nobody else will know. So you will just be a normal human being, as I said, very ordinary. And that's why there is a saying, if you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. What does it mean? It means that is your illusion. The Buddha on the real Buddha would be so indistinguishable from the guy or the woman next door because they're so ordinary. The only difference is they no longer suffer. That's it. They no longer suffer. Their mind is sorrow-free. My mind is sorrow-free. How do I know? Because I live it. So for you to tell me that, you know, I'm not where I am in my life is total like projection of your own issues, right? Whatever it is. So find out for yourself why you think that way. Why? If you haven't got the experience that I'm experiencing, there is no way for you to tell me I'm not where I am in my life. You have to directly experience what I experience to know. It's because it's not accessible through thinking. It's not accessible through the mind. It's not accessible through intellect. The intellect, in fact, is going to be the stumbling block. It's going to be in the way of self-realization. So I always say in so many posts, if I comment, I always say, drop the mind, drop the mind, drop the mind. You don't need it as much as you think you do. Okay. So I have a question here from Connie. How do you cope when everything is falling apart financially? Lots of stress, no time, etc. How to fix it all? Here, you know, this is the very meaning oneness with what is, whatever that is, can really save you. Okay. When you are in a situation, whatever it is, you might be filing for bankruptcy, you might be in such a predicament that your life will be in a way kind of threatened, or your lifestyle is is being threatened. How can you cope? You cope by just totally immersed, not trying to get out emotionally from the very situation. So if you're falling apart financially, you know, the debt collectors have been knocking on your door, and you know you don't have any money, you have no means to pay off the debt, what can you do? Of course, you're going to have to find a way, obviously, you know, to pay off the debts, right? Or to do something about it, either file for bankruptcy or loan money or take a second job maybe to pay off your debts, whatever it is that you're going to take. You know in your heart, if you already come to the place of centeredness, you will do what is necessary to do. So there is no separation between you and what is necessary, the necessity. Okay, say for example, one day, you know, I got probably I have to face this situation that I can no longer keep my house because the upkeep is so high, right? It's so expensive to maintain a house like that. Not only utilities, you know, power and water, but also everything always breaks day to day. So one day probably I will face the reality that I can no longer afford living in such a big house. What would I do? What is necessary to be done? Of course, you know, I will assess the situation. Okay, obviously my income will not cover all the expenses to live in the house. Then I become one with that reality. I accept it. I surrender to it. Cat, you can no longer afford living in the house. You have to find a smaller house. Then that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna, you know, look for a smaller house, maybe even rent again. Maybe then, you know, put my house back on the market or just rent it. Whatever it is that needs to be done so I can save myself or help myself out of the situation. What is the difference is I'm not gonna beat myself up. Oh, why can't I stay in this house? Why can't I, you know, live up to this image of Karen Apang, the most successful relationship coach in the world, that so many success stories, and they become so depressed. because, you know, I cannot live up to that image of myself, or that idea of the self, which you know, even though I say, oh, I'm the, you know, most successful coach in the world, whatever, but I know it's just, you know, I'm aware of that. That is just a self that I created in myself. So here's the thing, ladies. It's not about the ego. It is about knowing that you are choosing the ego, or you are aware that you are living in an ego. You see the difference? Yeah, my persona. This is my small self, Karina Peng, the relationship coach, par extraordinaire, the most successful in the world. That is obviously the persona I created, you know, for my business, and I'm very honest about it, right? I'm real. So, but also I believe that too to be true. So that is my small self. That is not me. Okay. So I'm aware that is my ego. That is myself. You see the difference? The vast majority of people, they're not aware. They just live as an ego. They live. They play a role. They live in a small self. They're not aware of it. They think it's so real, and because they think it's so real, they do everything in their mind just to defend it, to, you know, to sort of preserve its integrity at all costs. That's why they have ambitions. You know, they thrive, and they not thrive. They strive to always live up to that image, no matter what, at all costs. And you know what happens when you're doing something out of ego, out of like, just because I want to be known as that person, because I can feel good about myself, then you're going to be burned out. That's where stresses, depression, and all emotional entanglements come from, because you're not realizing that you just play a role in life. You think it's real. You get what I'm saying? So with me, I know it's just a role I play in this life. If it's no longer working, so be it. Probably a flip burger, do something else, right? There's not a problem with it. There's no attachment in me, you know, for whatever I have in life, you know, even my relationship. Because I know, you know, sooner or later, our relationship, our partner will leave us, you know, through death, or because the relationship is not working anymore. But mainly death, right? Even if your relationship is great, and my relationship is so great, you know, we have such a wonderful, easy relationship, very healthy relationship. But one day, either he will die first or I'll die first. And the same with, you know, with our baby, Freckles Olivia. She probably one day will leave us too, but we'll take care of it when it comes, right? But I know there's nothing in this world that I can hang on to. Not myself, not my house, not my career, not my relationship, not my dog, not my man. Nothing whatsoever. But that sense of groundedness, of knowing who you truly are. So back to the question. So how do you cope? You cope by not trying to escape emotionally. There is a difference between trying to save your situation and trying to escape emotionally. Do you know the difference? When you're trying to escape emotionally, you're going to dwell, you're going to beat yourself up, you're going to obsess, you just going to hate every moment that is unfolding at this very moment, or moment to moment. You're trying to get out. And in the act of trying to escape, suffering thrives. So suffering comes from trying to escape, denying the now, denying the reality of the situation. So if it was me, knowing that, you know, I'm going to have to find a smaller place to live, then all my energy will just be focused on finding a smaller place to live. I'm not going to ask, God, why? God, why? Or I'm not going to sort of, you know, give myself a running commentary in my head about how awful, you know, myself is, or how worthless I am. Be very, mindful of that mental chatter, of the kind of language or the kind of dialogue or communication you have with yourself. I don't do that anymore. So as I always say, my head is always empty of that, of those I thoughts. I'm sorry, ladies, I need to drink again. So instead of spending so many calories, so much energy on denying reality, on trying to escape, I focus 100% on my genius zone or out of my neurosis zone to find solution to my immediate problem, which is finding a smaller house. You get what I'm saying? So whatever your situation is, you can do exactly the same. Do whatever you can, but then you let go. Okay? Stop worrying about it, because worrying about it won't change a thing. Only when you out of the worrying state of mind, you can really focus on fixing the situation, whatever that is. Okay? And you say you have lots of stress. Lots of stress is because you're feeling like out of control, because maybe you want to control. Yeah, a lot of times we are pressed for time, right? Because we live in a very scheduled life. But then again, when you are one with that stress, you are one with that sense of being rushed, for example, and you can be so focused as well. In that focus, attention, all suffering, all stresses will eventually dissipate. In this trip, for example, this trip feels to me more like a job than my own day job, because in my own day job, I don't have schedule. I can wake up anytime, go to bed anytime. I can have a nap anytime. I don't answer to anyone other than to my clients. Yeah, in a way, they are my bosses, but also, we are equal. We're not like that have that kind of boss-employee relationship. So it's always flexible with my clients. And of course, I choose also people who can be flexible with me. If you're not flexible with me, then don't work with me, because I cannot be structured and scheduled. Okay, it's just I choose not to, because that's not who I am. So in this trip, I cannot do that, obviously, because we go with a group of people, so we have to get up early in the morning, prepare, have breakfast, and then prepare for our day trip, and then come back, then probably have lunch, and then get ready again for the next trip. So on and on for like 3 weeks. So it was exhausting, and I felt like, oh my God, I need a day off. This feels like work. It feels like a chore, more so than my day job. So what do I do when I feel so stressed like that? Well, I surrender. I surrender that, this is the time when I have to just follow other people's schedule. I have to become a team player, because they don't wait around, right? So I have to be on time or even early. So I adjust to that quickly too. When you just adjust and surrender, and knowing this is not gonna last forever, it's just for the 3 weeks that we are on the trip. So yeah, I make myself available to such structure and schedule. So it's not a real problem for me either, because I'm also enjoying the tour. It really is, very eye-opening a lot of time. I learned so much from different culture, different mindsets, right? And history. And through history, we learn about human nature. So then I have more ideas, more things to talk about, so I can give you free classes, right? So it's always good. It's all good. Okay. So, but if you always live in a state of being rushed, state that you always like have no time for yourself, you might want to look that maybe you're not doing things right. Maybe you're not in alignment with who you are. So you want to check with that. Why? Yeah, maybe because you're trying too hard. Could be because you're too ambitious. That's what I mean. Being ambition will burn you. You're trying too hard to prove yourself to somebody or to anybody, or even to yourself, that I'm good, I'm worthy, I'm successful, at the cost of your sanity. I will never do that. If I find out that something is kind of, you know, uh, hard to do or just costing me too much of my sanity, I decide, usually this is not for me for right now, then I'll stop doing it. So check with yourself. Maybe you can also choose not to do something that makes you stress or always rush for time. Okay, Connie, I hope that helps you answering your question. All right. So let's see the question you have. This is from Donna Villa. Hi, Miss Cat. I have unlearned things, but so much more I want to end a relationship with a married man, which uh, I'm not rotating. But I had I had a date with men I'm attracted, and I'm not attracted, and we are in the relationship just good. I know he is with his wife, and so he called me every day. His wife is just okay with us. They are living together with me, and one scene, and his ex. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say here. And his ex always in the picture. We have a business that he manages and some money, and most of the money to operate is mine, and I'm okay with it. Deep inside, I'm conflicted. The relationship is otherwise for me is good. I'm divorced and I want this time. I want just this relationship. Maybe you're saying it, this relationship used to be casual, not to be too serious. But hey, here, why do you choose a path of the most resistance? Dating a married man, especially if they're not separated, they're still living together. Why? I have no judgment, really. If you can be attracted and maybe their marriage is shit, whatever, but still, it is the path of most resistance. Why? If you really want to enjoy your healthy relationship, you will choose someone who is available, who is not attached to another woman or to another relationship. If it's a casual relationship and he has rotation, yeah, because you're going to have rotation too. But it's a married man. I don't really suggest that. I don't recommend that at all, because it goes back to you. Why are you okay with that? It shows that you yourself are probably very emotionally unavailable yourself. You are okay not having a chance of real bonded, a true bonded relationship. Okay, so if you're in that stage because you're, uh, you know, recently divorced, then I understand, surrender to it. But please, just go back to your rotation. Find single guys. There are tons of single guys. The potential for drama in this kind of arrangement is huge. One day, the wife will, even though he says the wife is okay, but it's just his side of the story, right? Her side of the story might be different. And even though they're probably having a rough patch, and then sometimes, yeah, they think it's okay for the other person, for their partner to start another relationship. But the feelings always come and go, up and down in a rocky relationship like that. So one day she will confront you, and then it will be drama. So no, just go find single guys, okay, honey? You can do that. Anyone else? So if not, let me see here. This is from Michelle Andy. I did journey inward, and I listen and meditate on what you teach. Every day I practice just being. This way of life is so effortless. Why did I spend so many decades fighting what is? This is a way better way to live. Thank you. Through you, I learned to silence my thoughts. Oh, wonderful, Michelle Andy. I'm so happy that you're doing what you're doing, and you finally come to the place of inner peace. This nothing like brightens my day more than hearing your story that, oh, you make my life better, you change my life, just through listening to you. I know now what it means to lose the self, to become less ego, to become more egoless, something like that, right? Because the ego is the source of all problems in the world. This is from Charlene. Hi, Kat. Should I continue sitting on my hands and self-soothing whenever I want to express that I feel insecure with my partner? Charlene, there is a time you can be vulnerable, obviously, with your partner. But if you always feel vulnerable with your partner, it means there's something that needs to be done before you express yourself left and right, okay? Because when you express yourself left and right, basically you're saying to, doesn't matter how you express it, you're saying it to your partner that you're not doing a good enough job to, to make me feel secure. And it's no one's job to make you feel secure. It is only your job, okay? So if you're not feeling secure in your relationship, could be because he's not the right partner for you. I give you that. Could be because he's a player. And why are you with a player, right? If you are with a player, you should still be rotating. Or it can be because you just need things to heal. Like you feel insecure because relationships are obviously a fertile ground for all your issues to come up. Okay, your childhood wounds, your early experiences in life, for example, just to create that creates these stories in your head that my father left my mother, so I'm so scared, or I think that he will be leaving me too, for example. Then it's something you need to heal within yourself, because if you're not healing it right now, you will move to another relationship, you have the same exact problem. Whatever you're not healing will always come back to haunt you. You're gonna go to a different man, but basically the same problem. It's only a different man, same issues. Okay. Here from Suzanne. Hi, from Norway. Hi. Hi, Suzanne. One day I'll visit Norway. Yeah. Thank you for being here. So let's see who else asking questions. If you have any other questions, ladies, please type it on the comment section. So here's a question from Philippa. How to know the signs that a guy is keeping you around just for sex as opposed to genuine interest? Okay, I know this is something that worries you so much, right? Now, any other coach will tell you signs you more than just sex, signs of this, signs of that. The way Kat answers this question, of course, will be just, why do you care? If you don't care, if you just enjoy his company, you don't worry about anything because you know who you are. You're happy with yourself, and this guy just adds value to the rich life, the rich happy life that you already have. Why does it matter? So don't lead with the mind, and don't lead with fear. Leading with the mind equals leading with fear. This is what other coaches will tell you. These are the signs that a guy is truly into you. These are the signs that a guy is not into you. But nothing changes in your psyche. So what's the use? Okay, you're gonna just be still a very whenever you are in a relationship or in a dating situation with any guy, you'll be too worried, too busy looking for signs. Just work on yourself. You'll be okay no matter what. So you drive, you enjoy your togetherness. If you enjoy the sex, enjoy it. Don't feel guilty. Okay, there's nothing wrong about sex. I know our society put so much stigma on sex, especially for a woman. If your woman enjoys sex, she's just a hoe. Okay, look, I'm telling you, ladies, I'm a hoe too. I used to be anyway. So Now I'm in a monogamous relationship. I'm just with one guy, and even right now, that important for me personally anymore, right? Because been there, done that. It's just sex, really. So when you embrace every part of you, the sexual, slutty part of you, then you have come to the center in which life is important, but not everything. Okay, so you're no longer triggered by sex either way. If you want to be celibate because it comes naturally. You can be, you are celibate by all means. If you want to be a slut because it comes naturally for you to be a slut because it's the face of your life, to be promiscuous, for example, then embrace it. I'm okay either way, because to me personally, I can sufficient myself to be celibate. But it's not because I think I should be celibate because that is the virtuous way of life. I don't believe in that. There is no such thing as virtuous way of life. As I said, I'm ordinary. Ordinary meaning I embrace every side, every part of me, the dark and the light, the so-called dark and light. For most of you, being promiscuous is dark. Not for me. It's just part of our humanity. Okay, or for some of you, being celibate is such a prude. Not to me anyway anymore, because if it's natural from the mind level, then it's okay too. Either way is fine. There is no right or it's only there is only what is natural and what is not. So is having sex, lots of sex, feels natural to you right now? Does it feel natural to you right now? Then that's what you're gonna do. Embrace it so fully. If not having sex or if being celibate, it's what feels natural to you, not because you are being told by your chattering mind that this is the way to be. You should know the difference, right, between what is natural and what your mind tells you to do. Your mind will tell you what you should do. And I say, drop the should. That what is natural doesn't need should. By the way, it's getting, the sun is moving. So let's sit here. It's hot. So let me move somewhere. Oh, all right, ready. Whew, it's hot. Whatever is natural to you is right for you. And that is what you're going to do, regardless what society tells you or what people tells you. Hold on a second. All right. So where were we? Back to the question. So how do I know if a man keeping you around for sex as opposed to genuine interest? If you're not worried about anything and you're so surrendered to your feminine energy of just being and being receptive, any man wouldn't be able just to keep you for sex because they will fall in love with you. That is my beyond a shadow of a doubt. So if you want to know further about this, you more than just sex. That goes without saying. So if you want to know more about how to make any guy you find who finds you attractive falling in love with you just like that, I'll post later after this class the link to my leaning back workshop. That is a very powerful hit program. Okay, and we'll teach you how to just be and to surrender to your vulnerability. To surrender to your vulnerability is not the same as being a basket case. This is what A lot of coaches don't understand. Oh, be vulnerable. Just tell him how you feel. So you feel upset all the time, and telling him how upset you feel all the time. That is not vulnerability. That's shit crazy. So don't mistake the two. Okay. So in that program, I'll teach you how to just be, how to surrender to your feminine energy, so you can just relax and attract him in the process. Make him see uh, how rare a species that you are, because you're not gonna be like most other women who are just so worried about things. You wouldn't be worried about anything because you're a goddess. I never worry about anything. So just on the virtue of not worrying about anything, you will make a guy fall so deeply in love with you, so deeply in love with you. Okay. And I have also a class called 7 Conditions That Men Fall in Love, and I'll also post it on the OP later. So you might want to listen to that class. Very eye-opening. Okay. This is from Jamila. Hi, Jamila. How are you? I love how the sun's rays are shining down on you as you talk. Oh, thank you so much, sweetie. That's very nice of you. How are you? How are you and your husband? Hope everything's fine. Okay. This is from Charlene. Thank you, Kat. You are right. It is my insecurities to be healed. Think it's time I give myself the journey inward. Yeah, journey inward is the gift that keeps on giving. So do not worry about investing in yourself, so you understand this is the life skills that very few people know how to teach. So if you invest in journey inward, this is like a self-refilled therapy for the rest of your life. Because as you're growing as a person, as you are evolving, every time you revisit the classes in journey inward, you will learn more, deeper and deeper, because it doesn't come from me. It comes from yourself. It comes from your own vast reservoir of wisdom within yourself. Me, I'm just the person who's reminding you of that. But the rest it's already there inside of you. You just need to trigger it. You need to just wake it up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, Sidika say, hey, you missed my question. I think I'm trying to see what is your question, Sidika. Can you repost it? And Sidika, you're coming to the retreat. I'm so happy to meet you, honey. So where is it? Can you retype it? Okay. And Luisa just joined. Hi, Luisa. How are you? Do you have any question? I have 44% on my computer, on my battery. So I'll stay till the last drop of the juice. Let's see the next question. This is from Cheryl. I don't know what to do. My boyfriend used my laptop to chat to a chick he used to date. There is heavy flirting on her part. He responds, but also told her he's not available. He hasn't stopped the convo and reaches out regularly. I'm out of the country and this completely gutted me. I don't know whether to break up with him, stay with my leaning back, honey, or non-reactiveness. It sucks. I'm anxious. And being this far away, he seems to want to have more conversations with her than me. It's hitting all my core wounds. Okay. Here's the thing. So who is it again? I don't know who this is. I forgot to put the name, but whoever you are, here's the thing. Whenever you are spying or stalking, or sometimes just by accident because it's open there, you're going always to find something that you will not like. And if you're an insecure person or something, you have unhealed wounds, unhealed issues, it's going to aggravate it or trigger it, right? So he's with you and he told her that he's not available. What else do you want? So a lot of you is just so sometimes so demanding because you're under the illusion that a relationship is supposed to be like this or like that. You are so governed by the idealism of what a very committed boyfriend is like, or what a great relationship is like. So you have these ideas that you project on your guy, on your or on your relationship. Now, he's with you. There is a reason why he's with you. But he's also a human being, meaning he has flaws. Probably it's early in the game, meaning early in the relationship. The first few months of the relationship, it's not gonna be like he feels totally committed to you. Commitment unfolds gradually through time, through shared experiences, shared memories that bring the bond together. Okay? So if you expect that from your boyfriend, say you've just been together for 2 months or 3 months, it's very early. And a lot of guys have unfinished business, to be perfectly honest with you. They have loose ends to tie. And I'm sure you do too, because you've probably been dating around a lot before a guy claims you, right? And you might have some residual feelings about certain guy or certain, maybe you're EUM, that you're not fully in yourself. So if you see that in yourself, how can you not understand that in your boyfriend? Okay? That is why it's very important for you to be aware, to be self-aware of your own emotional reaction and your own emotional life. So if you are a person who is confident, okay, you see it by mistake. I understand. He's using the laptop and not being careful about it. Now it's all open for you to see. And it's very tempting to see. I totally understand that. But you know what? I've been with Joey for 5 years. Never once I look at his cell phone. It's laying around all over. Never once I want to know who he's stalking. Never once I want to know who is on Facebook he's associating with, liking or talking or PMing. I don't care, and I have no idea. And we hide nothing. My cell phone is always lying around. My computer is lying around. His too. Every time each one of us want to check something, we can, but neither of us has done it. He has complete trust in me, and I have complete trust in him. Maybe he's probably flirting with some other girls too. Who knows, right? But if I don't know, then it doesn't hurt me, correct? Even if I know too, I'll just chalk it up as, he's being a guy and he likes other women, of course. Who's not? Which guy doesn't like women in general? Even though they're in a good, healthy relationship, they're going to always be attracted to other women. They're going to always enjoy, flirtatious banter every now and then. If it's harmless, if it's just talk, just let him have his fix. That is my take on it. Just like porn, for example, no guy in the world, I'm telling you, no guy in the world, especially if they're young, and dating, who will skip porn. So for you to expect your guy will not watch porn just because he's with you, he's in love with you, is just like outrageous. That's why you are always being faced with problems and issues in your relationship, because you have unrealistic expectations about human nature and man's nature. Okay? So then, if you always be worried about this sort of thing, don't try to know. What you don't know cannot harm you. Okay? And you're not perfect yourself. Maybe you're not talking to other guys, but you might be up to something that that he might not like if you just reveal it yourself. Who knows, right? So what is important is how a guy shows up in a relationship. Is he responsible? Is he treating you well? Does he sleep with you, if you live together, especially, most nights at home, right? Does he not go like disappearing for weeks or not weeks, but hours, say you cannot reach out most days, for example? If he doesn't do any of that, what is there to worry about? Give him some freedom just to enjoy himself, just be who he is. If he likes chatting with women, maybe like flirtation, as long as he's not acting on it. It's not much you can do. Yeah, of course you can give ultimatum, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, but trust me, it will come up in the next relationship. Maybe not the exact same situation, but close enough, or something else, because the root issue is not being fixed, which is your insecurities. Okay, so long as I said he shows up in the relationship in a way that shows that he's a good boyfriend, that's all that matters. Now the thing is, you say you're traveling right now, maybe he's lonely, right? That's why he's talking to this other girl, and he contacts her more than he contacts you. Is that true? So instead of being so like jumping the gun and so reactive about it, just see when you come back how he behaves. Okay, don't jump to conclusion, and don't make a mountain out of molehill. Because this one too most probably shall pass. So let it pass. Stop living your life sort of focusing on every small incident in your life. It doesn't matter. 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, you won't even remember. So stop, sort of loading your consciousness with a lot of garbage like that. You see, that is what trauma is all about, basically, because you hold every experience in your consciousness, so you hang on to it. It becomes a baggage that you carry throughout life. Sometimes if you're not, you're just wasting your time in the moment worrying about something that doesn't mean anything. So why are you doing that to yourself, right? Okay. All right. So I think there is let's see, one last question here. This is Sadika. I'm excited to meet you at the retreat too. How do you get over insecurities about your looks? Sadika, nobody is perfect. I have certain things that I don't like about my bodies, my looks too. Everybody has that. So, but you know what? This is who you are. Okay, nobody's going to be perfect. And then those women that you look at magazines, that's not real them. It's the result of Photoshop more often than not. Okay, and all these models, when you see them in the morning, they just look ordinary, just like you and me. So, and just understand, your looks are not going to keep a guy, any guy. It's not the looks, it's your energy. So instead of worrying about your looks, maybe work on your energy. Work on your feminine energy. Okay, that's what's going to keep a guy attracted to you for life. That is what emotional attraction is, when you are so polarized to him that he's in his masculine and you're deep in your feminine energy. Then because you're in your feminine, you are so easy to be with, you are so easy to please, you are so easy to lead. And which guy isn't going to worship you thanks to that? Do you know why Joey and I worship Freckles Olivia? Because she's so submissive. She's such a feminine energy dog. She's so just beautiful in her feminine energy. It's not possible for us not to adore and spoil her rotten, because we love her to death because of that. Because you see, that is the power of feminine energy that looks don't have. You can be a 10 looks wise, like a supermodel, big boobs, big ass. But if your energy is like abrasive, batshit crazy, yeah, they will keep you for sex for a while until they're over it. It gets old too. Okay, and then those looks don't last either. maybe you keep it for 20 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years the most. One day you're not going to look like that anymore. So what are you going to do? So don't worry about it. Okay, I'm not perfect myself. And truth be told, nobody is. Whoever your idol is when it comes to beauty, they're not perfect themselves. Okay? This is from Soda. What is the meaning of retreat? Retreat means to step back, to step back from the hustle and bustle of daily life. So you withdraw to look within. That is what retreat is. That's why my home is a beautiful setting for a retreat. So Soda, are you thinking of joining in? Please sign up soon, because otherwise 2 days from now the price will go up by $400. Okay, and then in the retreat I'll teach you all life and relationship skills that you often hear on my videos or my blog posts. Okay, honey? Hope to see you there. And one last question from Bryn. What if a guy treats you really well, but you feel nothing for him? Does it mean I have issues? I want someone I am attracted to and who also treats me well. Am I asking too much? No, you're not asking too much. But if the only men that you are attracted to are the ones who are elusive, who don't treat you well, who are not available, yes, then you have issues. Because for you, love and attraction means scarcity. And it's actually very common in human psychology too, right? That's why we have luxurious items. And other than the quality they have, they become so expensive because they're hard to get. They're rare, right? So, and a lot of people want to have what they can get. There is a saying: you don't want to join the club that accepts you as a member, because then you don't think highly of yourself. That is why. Maybe that is why, Bryn. Maybe you don't think so highly of yourself. You think that, if a guy so easily loves you, so treats you so well without any reason, without having to try to do anything, then maybe you don't have a very good self-esteem because you don't think you are worthy of that. To you, love means that you have to chase, you have to prove yourself, you have to work hard to get. Maybe because you have an unavailable father. Maybe because your father left you. Maybe because your father cheated on your mother. You see, very often this kind of outlook about men was already developed as a young child, because you kind of have the first relationship with the opposite sex of your parents. So if you're a girl, probably your first love would be with your father, and if you're a boy, then you're a man, then your first love would be your mother, and then your relationships as an adult will be a reflection of the kind of relationship you had with your opposite parent, because you subconsciously trying to relieve that kind of relationship, trying to make it work one more time, trying to prove to yourself that you're lovable. My father left us when I was a child, for example. Not my father. My father is great. He's my hero. He was and still is. My father, let me say, left me as a child. And now I'm growing up thinking that I have to earn every man's love. If I don't earn their love, if it's so easy, then it's not true love. That's why then you are so attracted to guys who are not available, who love to sort of treat you horribly, to play the field, because you want to relive the kind of relationship that you didn't have with your father. You want to prove it one more time to your father that I am lovable. So I'm going to show it to myself that this guy, this one, is not going to leave me. This is something you can look within your own journey or your life story, life history. Okay? So, but yeah, sometimes, or a lot of times, there are guys who are attracted to you and you're not attracted to. And that is fine. I mean, obviously there were a lot of guys who were attracted to me that I'm not attracted to, because our energies don't match. Because to me, they are more on the feminine side, or they're too whatever, too crazy, too much, for me, for one way or reason or another. But if you come to the place of knowing yourself, you always know the reason why you're not attractive, or it's just because you don't feel it. Then that's fine. Okay, but if you have to ask, maybe, just maybe, you are just attracted to guys who are not available for one reason or another. It is something you want to work to see and heal it. Okay, and you will get that a man that you are attracted to, that who will treat you well, obviously. So don't give up. Don't give up. All right. All right. Everyone. Okay. Let me just read this one last question from Tracy. I'm struggling with a relationship ending with no explanation. How do I get over the need for closure? Tracy, how long has the relationship been, and how did you show up in the relationship? Were you needy? Were you leaning forward too much? Were you in your masculine that you were wearing the pants in the relationship? Did you fight a lot? So I need more information for that. Okay, but what you can do right now, and it's been proven to work really well. Mind you, ladies, I'm the expert on reconciling couples as well. My recent success was involving Connie, who not only got her ex back, but they were also getting married. They got engaged in July, one of the 10 engagements in July. So if you follow what I teach, there is a huge opportunity that he'll still be back, but I need to know why. So to start with, maybe just get my ebook with the coaching package. Okay, it's very cheap, very affordable for the kind of results I give you. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg, because I want to reach to as many women as possible in every corner of the world. So get that book, the ebook, so you can identify your mistakes, and it comes with coaching. Then I will diagnose your situation, what caused him to do what he did to leave you, etc., and how to possibly reconcile the relationship. Okay, so don't despair. I'm sure this is probably not the end of the world, not the end of the road. A lot of ladies have their exes back just through practicing what I teach to a T. Okay, if you practice what I teach to a T, you cannot fail. All right, it's over already, an hour, ladies. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you again when I come back at home with another free live class. So if you have questions, you can prepare them for now. Okay, have a wonderful Tuesday, everyone. See you again back home in California. Bye bye.